Hello, my name is Sam Packard, and I'm going to show you how to use Prevail. All right, so Prevail, once you log into the cloud, and I guess I can show that too. So this is how you log out of the cloud. Click Start and sign out. Okay, so and that logs you out. I'd recommend that every time you're through. That's kind of like a restarting your computer. This is how you log into the cloud. You click on your little icon, click your name. I think yours will say temp1 or something like that. And it'll launch it, ask you to put your username and password, and then it'll kick you in. I guess it remembered mine. So that's basically how you log into the cloud. Once you get into the cloud, you can access Prevail. And Prevail is this little bitty rainbow. I mean, not rainbow, but butterfly. It's technically a butterfly, but it looks like sails for the wind. So, all right. Put in your password. Make sure your username is what, temp1, temp2. And we are in Prevail. All right, when you're in Prevail, this is basically a dashboard. So you want to me, it's easier just to jump into a case and then start searching around. So I usually just click in the last matter. It gets me in a case. Right now it's still thinking, sorry. So now that I'm in a case, I can search for any case I like. So you can see this is our dummy case, Albus Dumbledore. It's a pretty cool guy. You just type in right here, search to find your case. And you'll find, it'll give you a bunch of options. Many times we'll do the last four of the social because people have similar names. Double click and you're in the case. Now, this is a lot of information. And as far as social workers go, you're really not going to have to do much inside Prevail. The main thing you really need to know is first and foremost, where the client's contact information is. So if you go on this Matter tab, the Matter tab is the main, is like the home page of the case. Click on, and all these you can flip around to different things, and I'll walk through each one in a second. So on the Matter tab, this tells you a little bit about what type of case it is, when we took in the case, when the date of disability began. Type of case, when we signed up, when disability began, we think. That's really the main things here you need to know. The client's name. Sometimes they'll have we'll have some notes here next to it that mentions the mother's name when you're dealing with a child. This right here is the main disabilities. That's basically all you really need to know on this page. If sometimes there's extra notes here. Here's the client's contact information. You click on this. Again, this is the case. The name of the case is the client's name. And then you can click on the client's information, which includes their name. So it does look a little confusing. Technically, this is the case. This is the client's name. Now, on this is essentially where their address is and their phone numbers and emails we put here. There are instances where you have 2 or 3 phone numbers and little notes, so like his boyfriend's number, things like that. You'll see it all right there. Social security number. Okay, that's the main thing you need to know on how to access Prevail and get the information you need on how to contact the client. Now let's say that you were working on a case and you actually called the client and worked something out and you want the case manager. Oh, by the way, this is the case manager. You do know that. So the case manager, you won't be changing this, but this is how, let's say, I don't know, this is my daughter, Alicia, okay? So we assign each case to a case manager. That's who you need to give updates to if you've done some work on a case, okay? Case manager. So let's say you worked on a case and you want to leave an update. What I would recommend is to go to this events tab, and events will have all of the tasks associated that the case manager is working on. You will not add tasks. You do your own tasks on your own system, sticky notes or whatever, but this is the case manager's task. But what they do like as far as taking notes is to just add an appointment. I know we have a whole notes section, but in our firm, we hardly ever use it. We really didn't get that $1 million, by the way. So, okay. So anyway, Dumbledore, he's got billions of dollars, I guess. So you just right mouse click, or you can click this add button, either way. Right mouse click, add an appointment. And this means something happened, a conversation happened. Spoke to client and talked about food stamps. Not eligible. Then I like to put in the date. So today's 8/30/2024 and my initials. Okay. And there you go. Now we have a record that we spoke to him. And it's right there. And if you really care about the case manager, they really need to know if it's one of those situations. This is just note taking to keep track of what work we've done on cases. But if you really want the case manager to know, then I would go to Ring Central. This is not up. Sorry, it's going to launch. Go to Ring Central. And then let me just send a message to myself, I guess, as far as this test goes. And you say, something like, I spoke to Dumbledore. Oh, he is too rich for food stamps. Makes. Okay. And you just write to that. You write straight to the case manager if they really want to know. And I would probably say, I left in Prevail. The note in Prevail. You see how that works? Okay. That's basically all you need to know. Just kind of as far as a quick little overview of what you don't need to know is this medical tab will cover where all the client's medical treatment is. The evidence tab will cover every document piece of evidence that we have on the case. I guess sometimes you might use that. For example, if you're helping someone get a medical source statement from a doctor and you got the copy of it and you want to add it, you would literally just add it right here. Subject, medical, MSS, medical source statement. And this is what type of this is. I think we call it work product. That means we've created it. These are the different levels of the case. Don't worry too much about this because you would text this message to the case manager and they'll change it if they want. Okay. So then work product, medical source statement, attach the file, and then you go attach it, and then you would save it. Okay. And then now we have the evidence in here. And then notify the case manager. I attached a medical source statement. You may want to update it. It's inside Prevail. If you really felt insecure about that, you could just email the case manager, leave a little note that you got the medical source statement, and then let the case manager attach it into the evidence. We already talked about events. That's where you write your notes about things you did as an appointment. Claims page. This basically describes all the steps that have been done on the case from a legal standpoint, what stage of the case it is, what we've accomplished, what's next. Well, it doesn't cover what next. It'll just what we've accomplished. Ledger page is after we won. It describes how much money has come in, what's outstanding. Notes we actually don't use. Most of it, here in the dummy case, we have a little bit, but generally speaking, we don't keep notes. All our notes are appointments or tasks. That's what we use in our firm. And the history is every document on the case, everything we've created, every task we've created. Basically, most of the information of all these tabs kind of crunched into one. Well, some people like using this, but honestly, it's too noisy for me. So again, matter page tells you about the case, type of case, when we signed it up, when they became disabled, who is the case manager. It includes the claimant's personal contact information, their disabilities. Medical tab is, oh, actually, I'm so sorry. Medical source statement would go over here. This is all the medical evidence. So everything I said, just apply it to what I was saying about the medical tab. The evidence tab, interestingly enough, is every other type of document that we create. Don't worry too much about the difference. These are things like letters we send to the judge. Unfortunately, they have the word evidence, but it really means the documents tab. Documents that we are gathering and submitting. Events. I think that covers everything. That should be it. Thanks for listening. You guys are amazing. We're so glad to have you, and hopefully this helps. And you guys keep rocking it. If you have any questions, reach out to me, Carla, or Daniela.